welcome back. So for today, we're gonna do the last of our regular verbs, which is the IR verbs. Before that, let's do our shout out. So shout out to Cesar Tumakpang, Pukag. I did not forget you. Shout out to you. Thank you. To Ate Ame, to Kuya Wars, to Kuya Bogart, to Auntie Gemma, to Ian and Janelle, and to Auntie Irene as well. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for being so supportive. And of course, especially to my former coach, Casey Lubos. Thank you very much for being so supportive. Ayaw magpa-shoutout, pero siya-shoutout ko pa din siya. For sharing my video in the FB group page from work. So thank you so much. Salang he. And then, now, sabi niya ang haba daw ng shoutout ko, so I'm gonna stop it here. So let's move on to our lesson. So for today, we're gonna do the last of our regular verbs. That is the verbs ending in IR. I don't know if you noticed, but we're doing everything in the present tense because this is for beginners. So we're doing everything present tense. So let's see the pattern for our IR verbs. So let's start with this, of course. So this will always be O, as I've said. Now, the good thing with the IR verbs, some are the same with your ER verbs. So the parts that are the same is this ES is the same, this, and then this part. Now, what's gonna change in your RI verbs is imos and then is with a gion. Okay, so that's gonna be O, S, E, imos, is, N for our RI verbs. So let's start conjugating and practicing. Let's start with the word bibir. Bibir is to live. Now it's gonna be the same. Take off the IR and what you're left with, be, ibe. Then you can conjugate it bibo, bibes, bibe, bibimos, bibis, biben. Okay. Now, today I'm going to teach you how to do a question statement. So, I don't know if you noticed, but when we started our video, I placed hola with an upside down exclamation point at the beginning and the exclamation point at the end. So, that's how you do it with exclamation point and question mark in Spanish. So, let's start with the question, ¿dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde means where. So, we can now ask, where do you live? So, that's gonna be ¿dónde is where. So, how you conjugate where you live if you're talking to somebody, second person, which is ending yes. Now, that's gonna be ¿dónde vives? That's how it looks. Question mark in the beginning, upside down, and question mark at the end. ¿Dónde vives? Now, if you're, of course, where does she live? ¿Dónde ella vive? So that's gonna be the same. ¿Dónde nosotros vivimos? ¿Dónde vosotros vivís? ¿Dónde ellos viven? Okay, so that's how you do your question mark in your in Spanish. Now, if you're gonna answer, of course, you're gonna say vivo en el ciudad de Baguio. So I live in the city of Baguio. What else with vivir? She lives. Like, for example, the statement she lives. That's gonna be ella vive. Okay, so that's it for our bibir. You can practice conjugated, ask questions, where do you live, and answer it yourself so that you're gonna practice. So let's move on to the verb abrir, which is to open. So this is how you spell abrir. That is A-B, that is to open. Okay, so the same thing, you can take off the IR, so you're left with ABR. So that's gonna be abro, abres, abre, abrimos, abris, abren. So how do you say I open the door. So that's gonna be, yo abro la puerta. She opens the door. Ella abre la puerta. Conjugate the rest for practice. That's nosotros abrimos la puerta. You do the rest for practice. So that's for our abrir, which is to open. So let's go to the verb escribir, which is to write. So this is how you spell it. This is how you spell escribir. That is E-S-C-R-I-B-I-R. That is to write. So, it's the same, like what I've said. Take it off, and then escribo, escribes, escribe, escribimos, escribís, escriben. Now let's practice. Let's start with I write a letter. So that's gonna be, yo escribo una carta. Then you do the rest so you can practice. What if, let's negate it. This sentence, ellos no escriben cartas. Can you try to translate what it means in English? In English, it would mean they don't write letters. So the yo form would be, yo no escribo cartas, and then you do the rest for practice. Now let's go to the sentence. That would be, nosotros escribimos las preguntas. That would mean we are writing the questions. So the yo form would be, yo escribo las preguntas, and then you do the rest for practice. Let's try the verb asistir, which is to assist. So that's gonna be asistir. This is to assist. So if you're gonna conjugate it, that's gonna be, take this off, of course, and then that's gonna be asisto, asistes, asiste, asistimos, asistis, asisten. I'm gonna give you an example. That's gonna be, en el día de Navidad, las niñas asisten con la comida en la cocina. In English, it would be, on Christmas Day, the girls assisted with food in the kitchen. So can you try the rest for practice? Just change, yo to, and then put asisto. So that's gonna be, en el día de Navidad, yo asisto con la comida en la cocina. Then do the rest for practice. Lastly, I would like to give you examples of regular RI verbs that you can practice on. First off, we have recibir, which is to receive. Subir is to go up or to climb. Sufrir is to suffer. Describir, to describe. Ocurrir, to occur. Partir, to leave. Decidir, to decide. And these are a list of few examples of our regular RI verbs where you can practice and use this pattern to master our IR verbs. So this is it for today's episode of IR verbs. Before I forget, shout out to my comares, Nashan and Naknak Irisel Tayaban. Thank you so much for the support. Adios, amigos. Hasta la vista.